Today we're going to talk about discussions. So just like the assignments, you can add a discussion directly from the modules page, or you can click on discussions on the left-hand side within your course. You can search by unread discussions, assignments that are discussions. You can pin specific discussions, and you can also sort it by recent activity. So we'll go through how to create a discussion. We're also going to look at the discussion settings and what all these different things mean. All of your discussions are sorted by recent activity, so if someone recently commented on it, then it'll jump directly to the top. Okay, so you can manually mark posts as read for your individual settings. So currently, if you scroll past anything in the discussions, then it'll mark it as read. But if you click this, then you can click that you want to manually mark things as read instead. You can also set the student settings. So you can select whether students can create their own discussion topics, whether they can edit and delete their own post, and whether or not they can attach files to discussions. So it depends on you and how you want to set up your course. So if you'll see on each discussion, you can click on it to edit it. It'll tell you when the last post was made, when it was due if there was a due date. You can unpublish it if there aren't student replies, otherwise it will stay published. You can also unsubscribe from this topic, and students can do so as well. So if they've already made comments on it and they don't want notifications to keep popping up, they can unsubscribe from it. And this also tells you how many read versus unread replies there are. So this is 28 total replies, and 25 of them are unread. You can also go to the settings and you can close the discussion for comments. So if you want comments to have ended on that discussion, especially if it's a graded discussion, you can click close. You can delete it. You can pin it so that way it comes up here to this pin discussions, or you can share it individually to comments as well. Okay, so to create a new discussion, you just click on this blue button, plus discussion. And it'll bring up this new tab for you. And you can, again, put assignments and quizzes and discussions as well. So it depends on what you want to do for that discussion. You're going to title it. You can also use the HTML editor for it. You can add any links, files, assignments, quizzes, announcements, discussions within that discussion as well. You can type whatever you want the directions to be in here. You can attach files to it. So if you want students to look at a file and respond to how they feel about it, you can attach files. Then you have quite a few options. You can allow threaded replies. You can require that users must post before seeing replies. You can enable a podcast feed. And if you enable a podcast feed, you can also click to include student replies in the podcast. Then you can grade it if you want. If you grade it, it'll ask you the same as when you walk through the assignments. How many points do you want it to be? Do you want to display it as points or percentage or letter grade? What assignment group do you want to give it? And who specifically you want to assign it to? And you can also allow liking. And you can put only graders can like, or you can sort by likes as well. So that's the basics of how to create a discussion. Just once you decide what you want to include in your discussion, make sure you hit save if you just want to save it, or save and publish if you want to save and publish the assignment for the discussion. If you do make an assignment, just like the other assignments, you can assign to specific people. You can give it a due date. You can make it available only from specific dates, and you can set it as a group discussion as well. So all of that is going to depend on how you want to include your discussion in your Canvas course.